Hello, and welcome back to Not Everybody Needs a Podcast with your host, Mackenzie Rensher. Happy New Year's, everybody. We're filming this on New Year's Eve, and we're hosting a New Year's Eve party tonight. And Party City did try to ruin my week this week by telling me that they're not only going out of business, but that my balloon order of about 70 balloons tonight I have to go pick up because they can no longer deliver it. But we are not going to let that dim our shine. I am excited for today's episode. We have my man. He young, he fine, he handsome, period.
You're wild.
Welcome. That's probably my favorite trend right now.
It's a good little trend. I feel like I check all the boxes. I am not tall at all. Shout out my short kings, you know?
You're taller than me. And
I'm the average height.
A short king is exactly what I needed.
I'm not miniature though. That's one thing is like I'm not like I got some friends that like are miniature people. I feel like I'm just an average height male. And
I do love that for you. And I honestly feel like your personality shines through even more because of that.
No, when you're short, you definitely gotta have more going for you. Like it's just what it is. Like, if you are a short man, you have to have like more going for you. Like you can't rely on being tall, all these things. So you gotta be able to dress, be able to have like personality, get the gab. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have like you gotta compensate for it.
I can already tell you today's episode is gonna be silly because I'm just in a silly mood. What's your vibe right now? I can't really feel it out.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really know either. I just feel refreshed. I feel rejuvenated for the year though. I'm like, it's been a good year. I was looking through old pictures today, and it's just we had so many memories this year.
Darien was showing me what he's posting on Instagram later. And just like going through them and seeing what all has happened in this past year, I got so discombobulated.
That feels like decades ago.
No, actually this year is like 3 years in one, it feels like.
Right.
Would you know the whole like 2020 theory where they say, I actually don't exactly know what the theory is, but
you know that theory,
you know
right?
The theory.
You know that theory.
Basically that like time, like everyone's stuck because that year didn't exist. Like every year feels like it's a year behind.
I never heard that, but I just think that like the year just is so long, and we've had so many good moments to celebrate. Like literally in my mind, we moved into our house beginning of last year.
Crazy that 2 days ago was a year since we moved.
Yeah, so moving to our house, like really got situated like beginning of the year. We go into like basically announced we were pregnant, went to Super Bowl,
had the kid.
My brother got married. We had our gender reveal.
Yep.
We went to Hawaii with Josh and Sav and all the kids.
Had my baby shower.
We went to Jacksonville. We did. I did the draft.
We went to our baby moon.
We went to Jamaica. We went to Anguilla for your mom's wedding.
Like what? How did we do all of that in a year? Hawaii with Josh and Savannah feels like it was 2 years ago.
No, it does.
We really only met them a year ago because a year ago today. Oh well. Yeah, a year ago, a few weeks ago.
We went to Oregon.
Which is
crazy because we've never really been big into social media friends. Like I feel like some of our friends we have that do social media, we all start doing social media together. Like I got some friends online. You like I rock with y'all's vibe. But we really became like real deal social media friends. We're like, hey, we like y'all like us. Yeah. And it's like vice versa. Y'all want to come to Oregon and film a podcast?
I would never do that.
You said never. We did.
I'm saying I would never do that. Like with them, it felt different. It felt like we were already friends with them.
Yeah, but we really just went out there and
maybe we'll have them on soon.
Maybe.
I need to know if you've seen the Christmas Hall drama because I said I was going to talk about it last week with Mackenzie. And then I never got to it. I just forgot about it. But I feel like this is not your side of TikTok.
My head was cut me off. No, I don't be on your side of TikTok. Maybe it's a cultural thing.
So okay. Do you know about the Christmas Hall drama?
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, so
my TikTok page is like all Travis Hunter.
People
and the basketball takes like the basically women like people are just. Famous NBA player Jeff T basically came out and said like there's no way the best WNBA player could beat any male in basketball, college, pro, overseas, whatever. That's my TikTok page right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did he feel the need to like say that?
Because one of probably the best female player ever came out and said she could like basically keep up with an NBA player right now, and he's like there's no shot, which I agree with. It's not based off skill. It's just pure athleticism.
Well, I want to see it. I want to see them brawl.
What? They really should do it for the ratings. Everybody's talking about the ratings down.
Dead serious?
They should do
the world would be tuned in.
For like an all-star weekend, they should do like a one-on-one.
Why do you think she can't keep up?
It's not the fact. I think she can like
it's
maybe
giving sexist.
No, that's what people are missing conversation. If you know any like female hooper, like they could be the best hooper.
Right.
But I really feel like in college I could have hooped with I could have been over there playing with the female hoopers, and I played football. You know what I'm saying? Like that's true. We played against the basketball players in college. We held our own. So you think I can go hoop with the female hoopers? Oh, based on pure athleticism. I can play defense. I can get stopped. See, and it's just the tallest hooper most likely in WNBA is a regular guard.
So you're saying it's just because of like strength? Yeah,
it's just strength, like pure strength, like the elite D1 athlete, overseas player, NBA player is just pure athletically is like you're a gifted human being.
I think she could stomp on him.
No,
I'm just kidding. I actually don't. I don't really know.
All right, tell me about your TikTok page. But our pages are definitely different. Like I'll be looking through yours. I'm like,
okay, so let me give you the rundown. Basically, these two sisters. Well, really, it started because people really love rich people's Christmas hauls, like for obvious reasons. What'd you get? It's fun. It's fun to see like what people get.
Right.
It's interesting. People like to see like I think everybody likes to see a different life that they don't live. Like I love to sit and watch someone get 3 Hermes bags. Like why not?
Yeah.
But basically these two sisters went on and did these huge Christmas hauls. First of all, they asked their audience first, do you guys want to see our hauls or not? Of course we were like, yay, we need it. So they give us this haul. When I say I've never seen something like this in my life.
Where they live and
they live in Ohio.
I need context.
And they're these, I don't necessarily
like young adults.
Yes,
out of college.
They're young. One of the girls is still in high school, and her older sister's in college. They're both like bigger influencers.
Yeah.
I don't want to give names because I don't want to
right,
be gossipy, but basically they give this haul, and when I say it's Coach bag this, Hermes bag this. One of the girls had a like $19,000 Hermes bag, which it's not even necessarily only the price tag. It's how exclusive Hermes is. Like to get it, do you know like the process of getting an Hermes bag? Mm-hmm. Tell me then.
It's like anything you have to get approved, right? No?
Wrong. Not only do you have to get approved, but they'll come in and they sit you down, they take you to a back room, and they will offer you a bag. Like they'll call you in like, hey, we want to offer you a bag. They cannot tell you like what it is. And Hermes has other, I guess, brand of bags. See, this is like where I get lost.
Are you sure about this?
Too much. Yes, I'm sure.
I feel like you can buy a Hermes bag now.
You can, but you have to be offered it. And it's also like there's certain levels, and you cannot go into a store and say, I want a pink Hermes. They would be like, well, we don't have a pink Hermes, and that's not what we offered you. You get what they offer you. So like you sit down and they're like, all right, we have this brown leather, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know any of the names of them. But basically you get what they offer you. And so I guess the bag that she got is like one that a lot of people want. It's like a mini Kelly, or I think it's called. Whatever. It's like a $19,000 bag. I might be missing on that. It might be like $15,000. Whatever. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And people are just like, you can't just like go and get that for somebody for Christmas. But anyway, so it's Hermes, it's Coach shoes, it's Coach sneakers, it's another Coach bag, it's another like Louis bag, it's another like, it's like back to back to back to back to back. And people are starting to pick up on this, and like not only is it that, but it's like Lululemon, Aloe, like all of like the super expensive.
Right.
They had like some addicted stuff. Like it was a crazy. Someone like tallied it up, and it was like $30,000 per kid. Like insane.
It's gonna be more than that. What you just named.
Maybe more. Maybe it was.
But whatever.
Whatever. Maybe it was $30,000 in bags or something. Whatever. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was insane. And so people were like, "This is like out of hand," and they started looking into it, and they were like, "All of this is fake. It was all fake stuff." And the girls basically,
like for a fact,
yeah, like they were like a Coach bag. Like I guess this girl who does this for a living, like
sure wasn't Chanel,
authenticate stuff.
Because Coach,
it was everything. Sorry. Oh wait, yeah, what?
Because you kept saying
Chanel.
I'm like Coach. I'm like, you could go to the Tanger outlet.
No, I'm sorry. Chanel.
That's why I was like,
this is over my head.
Look, I was like, Coach. Well, my grandma got a Coach bag.
Okay, stop. I think Coach is actually at TJ Maxx now.
Well, I knew it, but you kept saying Coach.
Like old Coach. But anyway, no, I think Coach is actually on whatever. It doesn't matter.
Chanel. It's definitely
Chanel.
Yeah.
So the girl that like authenticates stuff came on and was like, here's how a box opens when it's actually from
They
Chanel.
Those came on like clocking that tea, huh?
Yeah, and they were like, we got this from the real. Like, basically, they had a follow-up video afterwards, and they said, basically, y'all are making Christmas but not what it's about. One of the girls, the older sister, made a video basically saying that she wasn't going to question if it was real or not because she wants to be grateful for what her mom got her. And then she was saying, I thought everybody knew that some of it's real and some of it's fake. So she was saying
why would we assume that as the audience?
That was why people were so mad. I literally don't have a take on this because I could care less. Like, let people like do what they want.
No, I think if you pop it on the internet, you gotta like. I think people you can't. I think that's bad.
Okay, I guess I do have a take on it because my take is you shouldn't assume that, and it would have been like no problem to be like, yeah, some of this is. No,
I'm assuming if you're putting it on the internet, it is real.
That's why people were so mad because people wanted her to preface in the video, both of them, that it was not. Yeah, they were dupes, and I kind of agree with that because I do feel like there is a little bit of a responsibility that comes
because you're paying the perception.
Exactly, and the reason why people like it so much is they like they're rich, blah 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 blah, not DHgate.
Correct.
And so people started clocking it. People were getting so mad. I mean, it really got crazy.
I might have get on it. I haven't seen any of this.
Yeah, you have to. I'm gonna send you the videos after this. But it ended up getting millions and millions of views. Then her follow-up video of her saying, like, I thought we all knew some of it was real, some of it was fake. I'm just going to be grateful.
So have they been doing this? Like, so now everything they've done is like a facade?
And that is another thing that people are saying. Well, people started being like a little bullying. And they were like, so you're telling me you got a mini Kelly, but your the walls in your house are old? I said,
oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's gone a little far. They're like, just because we don't have new baseboards or something. I don't know.
Lifestyle's definitely got to match, though. They're always, there's signs. There's always signs.
But people were saying, like, a lot of times, they're like, some of the richest people I know don't live in, like, the nicest, craziest houses. They, like, bought a house that's paid off, and they like to invest their money in other things. Because Hermes actually is an investment because it will always, like...
Appreciate.
Yeah, it always appreciate. So that was that. And then the little sister did a follow-up video, but her energy was a little different. She was saying, like... She was kind of doubling down, whereas the older sister was like, some of it was real, some of it was fake, like, is what it is. Okay, guess what? The story's not done. A follow-up video where they're both sitting down, they got all the real bags. They went to prove that they could and got all the real bags.
Oh, I love that.
It was crazy.
No.
It wasn't the exact, but it was like, basically they went on a website that they do not sell fakes. Like, it's super real. And it was like secondhand. So like, you're not going in the store and like,
right.
Because you can't,
but still,
really.
still, it's probably more because it's a resale.
Yeah. And so they went and they're like, showed every receipt. They went on their phone. They're like, look, this is the receipt. We overnighted them. But they weren't even like, it wasn't really, they weren't going and being crazy, but they were just like, well, we can.
I like that.
And one of the girls just got a nose job. And then the older sister got a boob job. The younger sister got a nose job. And they're like, oh, are those from DHgate? I was gagged. They're basically saying, like, we had money. Just because you buy some real, some fake doesn't mean that we don't have money.
Okay. Now that's a good conversation. I thought it was more so like people was putting on the front, but more so they're just saying, hey, we do what we want with our money. Basically.
So I think that was the ultimate, like, this conversation's over, I feel like.
Yeah. That's definitely a trump card. Like, to pull that. Because I thought it was going somewhere. So I thought it was kind of.
Trump card?
You never heard trump card? It's not like it's just.
I don't want to get political.
No, it's not political. A trump card is just a term. That's like a term. Like, people say, like, it's like what you do to like trump somebody. Like, it's like the winning, like a winning hand. Like, it's like this trumps that.
Oh, okay.
As in word, like Trump before Donald Trump.
I would agree. That kind of like ended the story.
That's what I'm saying. It just kind of like trumped
the end.
Yeah, it's not political.
Yeah, they kind of ate down with that one because, like, what are people gonna say now? I guess like now people are just like, you're flaunting, but isn't that what y'all wanted in the beginning? Like, let's be real. People like people. I guess, like, same with the Avery Woods thing where she posted her watch and people love stuff like that.
Correct.
But then she posted it and people are like, you're out of touch. That's a really expensive watch. And it's like, first of all, she makes money.
Right.
Like, it's okay.
For sure.
Like, that's obviously an amazing thing that her and her husband, got to invest in together.
Right.
But, like, y'all love to eat that stuff up until it's time to eat. And then y'all are mad. Complaining.
No, yeah. I think that ultimately I think that I feel different. I need to really do my research on this whole thing. But I do think that is the thing. If they can afford it and then like tea is clocked backwards, because then it's okay. Like I said, I understand that. I think to that point also is I do think people. Same with me. I love the illusion that people have a lifestyle that I desire. You know, like, and I feel like I desire this lifestyle at one point. Like I want to have a house, have kids, have cars, and buy my wife, or whatever, have nice clothes. And there's still like a level I want to attain. So it does feel it can kill the dream when you feel like somebody's living a facade. To that point though, I think that ultimately you do gotta be cognizant of like what you share on the internet, but at the same time, bro, let people live their lives. People want to buy whatever, let them buy whatever. And that doesn't make them out of touch for, especially if they worked hard and been grinding for something.
Can we talk about the out of touch situation?
I think people just say that because like I think
it's out of touch to say like everybody can get this watch. That's out of touch.
Yeah, right.
Everyone can. There's people that are struggling to put food on the table. But for like this
or when you this is not shade, but it's just what it is. Or I feel like when you brand something particularly and say this is for all people. You know what I'm saying? When you say, hey, I'm selling something, this is for everybody. Everybody can afford this. But if you put out something that you think is what it's worth, or you put out something that you bought and it is what it is, and you just sharing your experiences, bro, that's just you sharing your experiences. You don't have to.
I feel like that's the same with your clothing line. It's
or
like,
even clothes I buy more expensive stuff. These are my friends' pants. These pants are like $200, something like that. But if I say everybody can afford these,
that's out of touch.
Yeah, but I paid $200 for these.
That's how I feel about your clothing line. Like, you know what you put into it, the quality of it, and like how much it is to make and all of that. But you've never put it out and been like, it's for everybody. Because you know, like, not everyone's going to spend $60 on a t-shirt. It's just not going to happen.
But to some people, that's cheap.
Exactly. So I think the whole out of touch conversation is difficult because it's not out of touch for them.
Correct.
Like, it is out of touch maybe if Avery went on and was like, hey, this is like normal that my husband bought me a $14,000 watch.
Yeah.
Sure, that's out of touch. I don't think it's out of touch for her to go buy one.
Correct.
It's her money. She makes it.
Yeah, her, anybody else, like I said, I don't think it's out of touch. I think it's out of touch only when you make it like this inclusive thing where like, hey, everybody can do this, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Agreed with that. I had this really weird thing that I didn't even talk to you about this really. I kind of posted on the internet and I didn't even talk to you about it.
Yeah.
I meant to talk to you about it, but basically I went out the other night, which I really don't do that often, which we'll get into what we're going to work on in 2025 in a second. But I definitely need to get out more. But I went to have a girls' night the other night. I had just got done with like caring for the kids all day, and well, you and I both. And I put Kason down. You were in the middle of putting Beckham down, and I was super rushed. I told them I was going to be there at 8. I wasn't even leaving until 8, and it's 30 minutes away. I was just flustered, and I got in my car, and I was like, I don't want to go. I really don't want to go. I just had this weird feeling of like, it's not even like a weird feeling. I just have this feeling at the end of the day where I just want to rot. Because during the day, it's like, go, go, go. Like, I have a baby in my arms, or I have a toddler at my feet, or I'm sitting down on the ground, or I'm working, or I have, like, there's just like always something going on. I say that a lot, but it's just true. It's true for everybody. Like, everybody has stuff going on. And so at the end of the day, when it's time for quote unquote me time, I'm like, well, my me time needs to be literally laying down and like looking at my phone or doing something that I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want to go hang out with my friends, but it's just this weird mood that I'm in where I feel like I am showing up, but I have like nothing to give. But girls' night, it's like supposed to be fun.
Right.
But then you're showing up and you're like, I kind of just want to exist and not really show up and contribute anything to this night. And we were going to a hockey game, so I knew we like kind of had to be fun, like fun energy. And I just didn't really want to go. And I made myself go, and I'm really proud of myself because I know once I'm there,
right,
it's always going to be worth it and so fun. And I'm going to look back and be like, thank God I did that.
Yeah.
But it's the thought of like, I know I'm going to go, and like, it'll take me a second to like get out of mom mode, which mom mode is never really off, but just like kind of like just get out of the caring for people or like my mommy energy and go and just be fun with my friends. And I knew it was going to take me a little time to get out of that. And so I almost just didn't want to go. And so, yeah, it was weird. And you and I have never really talked about that because I don't really know if like you ever feel that way when it's time for you to go and do stuff.
I feel that way? What? I think, yeah, for sure. More so just saying just like you don't want to do anything after you are like obligated responsibilities are
I
done?
guess, but it's weird because it's like I do like when I am at home and I have free time, I'm like I really desire to go hang out with my friends. Like it's
Right.
you're the first person I come to when I'm having a breakdown and
Right.
I need time away from just like, mom duties or just being at home and cleaning or whatever it is, or working or whatever. And I'm like, Darien, I really, really need time with my friends this week, or I really just need to have me time or whatever. And then when it's time to do it, I'm like, I don't really know if I want to.
Yeah, that's like with anything though. I feel like it's not even like a burden. It's just like the reality of being a parent. It's just you can't never turn it off. So you just know these are things I have to do it every day, or else like these kids aren't going to survive. And so I think that to me, well, other things it feels like it's almost optional, but they also are just important. Like to the balance of like kind of the balance of life, because you obviously. We're all multifaceted. You're not just a mom. Before you're a mom, you're a wife, and then you also are a child of God, and you're like a daughter, a sister. You know what I'm saying? You're all these things. I just think that as a parent, a lot of times, like once you're like obligation that for sure is over, you just forget that you like other parts are just as important. So it just it's a lot easier to just not. Because I'm the same way. Sometimes I have to put Beckham down, especially when she was going through that sleep phase. I'm like. I could be doing so many more productive things. I could be calling a friend, catching up, or I could be doing some work. But I'm just like, bro, I just want to ride. Just lay on my phone, play the game. Honestly, do just. And it's never
something that like doesn't require any brain power.
Correct. And sometimes I think that there is time for that, but I do think that is maybe we get like something I want to get better this year. But just is when I do have free time, I get away from being a parent. Like I want to make sure I'm putting it towards something that like matters.
Yeah.
Especially friendships, because I feel like the older you get. You really realize how intentional friendships have to be, because you have to make time. Like you get married, you have kids, like you have to make time for your friends, or it just won't be a friendship. Like it's just the reality of life. And it ain't got to be like older you get it. You ain't got to hang out all the time. We ain't got to text all the time. We got to talk all the time. But you just got to make time, like during the weeks, during the months, during the years, to just make time for your friends. And it's like you kind of got to push through the feelings.
I was gonna say my advice for it would just be just go. Like when you don't want to go, just do it. I was going to say, put your head down.
No.
Put your head down and just grind it out. But for real, like you just have to do it, because you're going to be so happy when you wake up the next day and you're like, I got out and I was myself and I got to experience life. But
it kind of goes beyond that, like to whether it's working out or anything that is beyond like kind of guilt factor, because if you don't show up as a parent, you like can easily feel that like in your face, like you're like, who's gonna take care of these kids?
Totally.
Or maybe like work stuff is due, but beyond that, like things that also are just as important in life, whether that's working out or just whatever it may be. Like you really have to just push past the feeling, because it's more than likely you ain't never gonna feel like doing it, but after you're gonna feel better for it.
I will say, after I had that day or that night, it made me very thankful that I have a supportive partner that like is able to help me.
Yeah.
And all of these things, because I feel like you and I don't have, I guess, traditional roles in our house. Like we both work equally.
Yeah.
You work a little bit more than me, just because you have more avenues of work, but mine's kind of like a singular lane. But
we both work.
Yeah, we both work and
both make money for the house.
Right. And I would say it's equal. And so I kind of want to get into like roles and how ours differ from like, I guess, what normal roles would be.
We do somewhat what I feel like is natural. More so, I would say not gifted.
Yeah, but like you and I really are like, for the most part, 50-50. It's just in different ways.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think that like we both take care of the kids like pretty much equally. I cook steaks every now and then.
That's about the only thing Darien knows how to cook. But I
can make breakfast. I can make breakfast.
Fire steaks.
I make breakfast.
In what form, Darien? Because I haven't ate any breakfast from you in a while.
Because you haven't asked, but I can make any form of breakfast.
Oh, I'm gonna start asking. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying.
Mackenzie wakes up at past breakfast time, but not part of the conversation.
That is not remotely true.
You wake up in between what
Can you tell them why? Because what you're not going to do is make me seem lazy, brother.
You're not lazy. I'm saying it's preference.
No. Tell them why.
I'm saying you do get up at night with the kids, but at the same time, you do sleep in.
Repeat that first part.
You get up at night with Casey.
That was it. Thank you.
I know, but I'm saying though, I think that like
if you had to get up at 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., you would sleep in.
I personally I just feel like I don't have to get up.
Well, aren't you just better than everybody on the earth?
No, I'm saying no, but that's not crazy. I feel like people are still like think about some people still have jobs and stuff like that.
Basically, Darien takes the morning shift because I take the middle of the night shift, and that's just what works for our family.
That is what works. It's good.
So I don't want to hear it.
It's breakfast time though. It's really what y'all consider breakfast time. I consider breakfast time like what Chick-fil-A considers breakfast time. 10:30 cutoff.
You think that I wake up past 10:30?
You don't be eating at 10:30. That's what I'm saying.
Because I don't like breakfast right when I wake up. I need
Mackenzie
coffee.
eats breakfast at 12 o'clock. That's what you consider breakfast, is it not?
You're just clocking me a little much right
now.
No,
I'm saying though. That's
it's called intermittent fasting. So if I disappear, that's why.
Yeah, I'm just saying what I consider breakfast time, whatever.
All right, whatever.
Let's get back to these roles.
Morning.
Roles, because this is a good conversation. I think that we are in 2024. Women can do more than what they could have done, which I think is what we have our relationship. Like you make money, you work, and then at the same time, I think there are things that the whole feminine, toxic masculinity thing. I think there's things
weaponizing competence is something we learned.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's things that guys can do that I feel like traditionally guys didn't do. Like I can clean, I can take care of the kids, I can. What's around the house would be like feminine, like historically.
Cleaning, cooking. Yeah, taking care of the kids. That's really
it. Then I feel like the same thing is like now women can also exercise,
work, and
make money, and
basically what we're saying. At least what I'm saying
people
is,
get what we're saying.
I think roles are just, I know, but I just need to conclude this combo. I'm over it. But basically just, I think roles are what makes sense for your family and not like traditionally what it used to be.
Right.
Because what makes sense for our family is you're going to do the dishes. Like, that's just what's going to make sense. Not always, but I'm saying like,
I'm a participant.
Yeah, like if you have dishes in the sink, like I'm not like, oh, sir, let me get those for you. Don't worry. Don't lift a finger. You've been out in the yard all day.
No, for sure. And then and like I said, there's even more extreme. I know I be hearing women retiring their husbands. Like husbands not working no more. Personally, I would feel like I would always have to work just because the way I'm wired. But like if that works for y'all, what works for
whatever
y'all?
whatever works for you. Okay, moving on from that because I want to talk about our ins and outs for 2025.
Yeah, let me get my notes.
If you guys don't know what ins and outs are, it's things that is this obvious? In is what's in, and out is what we no longer want to be doing. I feel like didn't need an explanation. But I have a lot. What is like for 2024, what is your biggest regret? And what are you most proud of? Let's start with that, and then we'll get into our ins and outs. Because let's like shed 2024 and go into 2025.
Yeah, this is a good conversation, and this may go super deep, but let's just let it be what it is.
As it should.
So I was reading my quiet time today, and Hebrews 12 talks about like because we're surrounded by so many people, let us strip off every weight that holds us down so we can run our race, like basically the best we can. And it talks about fixing your eyes on Jesus. And for me, I feel like one of the ways to help me down this past year was just like overthinking, like just thinking like way too much, kind of almost trying to control the outcome, which then hinders you from ever putting the input necessary for it even to be an outcome. If that makes sense. Like it's like the whole question of like when people say like instead of worrying about what could go wrong, you should like use your imagination for what could go right. But I feel like so many of us get stuck into the thought of like you think about everything that can go wrong, you know, but reality is like the contrary would be true too. There's so much more that can go right, but that doesn't seem possible because the only thing we're stuck on is the fact that this could go wrong. And so one of the things I feel like for me this year is just like I feel like I've overthought about how things could go, and I didn't give enough thought to how things could go right. You know, I feel like whether like dreams or business stuff or really anything, like I feel like I just overthought my way out of my own blessings. And I feel like I'm sure people could resonate or feel that way. And I just, in all that, I don't think it goes in vain if you don't quit. Like now if you quit, then it's all in vain. But I do think that's a lesson I learned this year. It's just, it was never that deep. And more times than not, when I do try and go forward, it actually works out better than I thought.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell most people is this is like therapeutic because I feel like I heard this and like just heal me, is your imagination is for good. Like God didn't create your mind, your imagination to think bad thoughts.
Right.
He created you as a human being to deal with bad things. So we can handle like adversity, we can handle whatever comes our way, like tragedy, we can handle that. But your mind, like the thing that God's giving you to like, which is your highest capability as a human being, is meant to imagine the best possible outcomes.
Yeah.
And then when bad things happen, you deal with it. But for your mind, think about how this can go really good.
It's like that scripture that's like, think of things above, think about like,
correct.
Think about good things, think about like, because the more you think, that's like where your brain is going to go.
Correct.
The more you think of the good things, it's going to continue to trend good.
Correct.
That's actually what they teach you in like anxiety counseling.
Yeah.
Is like the more you focus on the good, like it just kind of like minimizes the bad. So I'm with you on that. What are you most proud of?
Most proud of this year? I think that like in all of things I feel like I have not necessarily failed but come short, I think they're just knowing I still maybe doing better than I thought or did enough to still be in alignment with things I want. If that makes sense. Like, because sometimes I feel like you can feel like you just blown it, and maybe people have, but I just feel like, you know what, maybe once again I overthought the things I did do. Like God is able to bless them, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like everything I really want right now, I'm still in alignment to get or on the way to go achieve that or become that.
Yeah.
And I think maybe to get more practical, I think that I feel like I still like who I'm becoming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wrote that in my notes, but about something I was thinking about this year. And I feel like that's like a powerful statement because like,
very.
I really think you can look back at a year, look back over your life and be like, you know what, maybe I don't really like, and that's more so saying I've worked through that this year than it is like this like ongoing reality. You know, like I feel like I've worked through things this year to where I still like who I'm becoming. Like I feel like my husband, my dad, I provide for my family, I provide for myself. I've been chasing my dreams this year. We travel, like all these things we've gotten to do. I feel like, you know what, I still like, this is on par with who I want to be. Not and still knowing that like if I'm still here, there's obviously still more I want to achieve and become, but like I still like what I'm becoming right now. Yo, what about you? Biggest regret? My
biggest regret would be not having a good morning routine. I feel like I could have. Why are you laughing?
Nah, it was just good.
Why are you laughing?
Nah, go ahead.
You have to say why you're laughing.
I don't.
People want to know.
I don't have to say why I'm laughing. Maybe you could just say what you need to say.
Are you laughing because you have told me this all year?
No, I'm saying like it's just when you like married to somebody, even when you date somebody, it's just you can't change nobody. You know what I'm saying? You have to just let people change themselves. That's one thing. That's like the biggest thing. Even with me,
he's saying this because he's told me for the last year to have a better morning routine. You don't see me clocking your tea. Why don't you mind your business? No,
you do be yes you do for sure. You do.
Okay, you're right.
But I'm more so I'm saying like that's a good relationship advice. So it's like
it's okay if I do it, but not you. Bro.
No, that's not even a quote. It's okay when you do it, but when I do it, that's the quote.
Okay. Anyway, back to me. My regret, it's not having a good morning routine and not listening to my husband and not submitting to him. I'm just kidding, but no, just I think that my character and what I could have gotten done this year could have been probably doubled if I would have had a better morning routine.
But same, I agree.
Yeah,
for myself.
Just I feel like I used to really. I don't know if this is like prior to having kids or if like that's kind of where it took a turn or what it is, but I just feel like I used to have such a routine. I wake up, I make my coffee, I read my Bible, I talk to God, and I work, and then I really got into like my 9 to 5 moment. And I feel like this year I've really lost that, and it's like, okay, I wake up, then I go downstairs, and then I get distracted, and then I get distracted, and then I get distracted. Blah blah blah. But I have the gift of going back to like my husband does in the mornings, take the kids, and I really need to just like take that time for me and not have any guilt about it, but be like, nope, I'm going upstairs. I need to have time for me. I need to get my brain unraveled, and I need to have my quiet time. And then the rest of the day I can show up as a better version of myself because of my solitude in the mornings.
Yeah.
and not get so distracted in the mornings. That is my biggest regret. But you know what? 2025, it's a new year, babe. And it sounded like I was calling you babe, but I say that to everybody. I do call you babe though. But yeah, it's a new year, and I hope that this episode next year I'll be able to say what I'm most proud of is that I had a good morning routine.
Amen.
We'll see.
Amen.
That's what I'm banking on. I think what I'm most proud of is, I think, the friend that I am, and the mom that I've been this year.
I like that.
I am most proud of every day how I show up for my kids. And even Kason, before he was here, growing him, making sure I got my protein, making sure I took my prenatals, and like being there for Beckham, and like really taking the time throughout the day to like make sure that I am caring for her, showing up for her, being there for her, and really looking at her and seeing her and make her feel like my mommy is my bestie.
Right.
I'm really, really, really proud of that. And I think I am proud of the wife that I am too. I think I can always be better and nag less, be more like in the moment together. And I'll work on that in 2025, brother. I won't complain about the dishes anymore. I'm just kidding, but I can't commit to saying that. But yeah, I would say that. Now let's get into our ins and outs.
Yeah.
What's in and out?
I'm proud of that. And all I can second all those things to you as well. I think you've done a good job this year. Well, it's a lot though. I mean, I feel like we so hard on each other, but when I look at you, I think of like nothing but like good things. Obviously, man, things that can improve, but I don't really think like, man, you push out a baby. We've been working, whatever works looks like, and people can like, obviously content creation is such a glorified job, but it really is like
still work.
It's like mental gymnastics, because you like hate comments, navigating stuff, and then like you obviously want the content you put out to do well. But I feel like you just locked in this year. I feel like it's been cool to see you grow, starting a podcast. Being a mom with 2 kids is like crazy, and then you hold down the house for really like you definitely made this house a home. Even our house, like if this is up to me, I don't know what this house would look like.
We wouldn't have a couch.
I would definitely have a couch.
Okay, ins and outs. I want you to go first because I'm so interested to see what yours is going to be.
You can do outs first, ins.
We're going to do one in and then one out.
Physical movement, making time for that, being intentional should be in, because like you just want to like, I mean, it matters, y'all. Like honestly, like it matters in every which way form. For myself personally, I think I could do a better job of that, so I want that to be in. But even for the world as a whole, this ain't body shaming, fat shaming. This ain't none of that. It's just saying like, if the world be a better place.
It has nothing to do with what you look like.
Yeah, it's more so like the discipline of doing something physical for yourself. I think the world would be a better place if we all got into some type of physical routine. So let's put that in for 2025. Let that be whatever it's going to be for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
What's out?
I just think we need to wrap up the Travis Hunter debacle. Like, I'm just like...
You're over it.
Yeah, I think I was over it like
weeks
yesterday.
ago.
I was over when it started.
Are people still hounding?
Yeah, and I feel like it's only going to get like...
It's kind of weird at this point.
No, it is. I get some of the rhetoric. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Like, I understand what happened, what it was. I think bro, for one, is an outstanding athlete. Beyond that, a good example for so many kids. Like I would tell a lot of young athletes to look at Travis Hunter, do what he's done, make good grades. Like he's high character, like good personality, is a baller, and one of the best football players ever.
He's sweet from what I've seen.
Yeah, I'm saying his energy. You can't fake like his energy. Like he's got great energy. I do understand, like, there's a lot to learn from. That's what I would tell if they hear this or anybody. You should learn from everything. Like, there's a lot to learn from this. But as far as like dragging him down, it's just like,
I don't get why people are acting like he's a 15-year-old kid that we have to like be like, that is dangerous.
Yes,
you shouldn't be dating this girl.
And here's my take: is like it'd be all these celebrities, people giving marriage dating advice, and it'd be like people that aren't ever had a successful relationship or not married. Right. That are like been through several baby mamas, and they're like, maybe they're teaching from their shortcomings, but it's like, hey bro, don't do this. Like, how about you show him the way then? What should he do if he follow your example? That'd be my thing. I'm like, let somebody. I'm sure the people who actually have really good advice for him aren't getting on social media and putting their opinions. They're probably reaching out to him or in his corner saying, hey, okay, all right, this is embarrassing, because that's the worst thing. Like, I've heard a lot of takes. That's the worst thing of all this as a man. You never want to be embarrassed for something that your partner's done. Like, you want to be able to not have that. beyond that though, there's a lot to learn from it. I think the worst thing that can happen in this situation, is my take on it, is that they really did break up. I would love to see them work through this and push beyond it, let it be a part of their story. Because ultimately there was people.
But also, it's like whatever they need to do.
No, I
mean, and to play the devil's advocate, you actually don't know.
What's going on.
They could have a really unhealthy relationship, but we don't know.
Correct.
But it's also not for us to clock.
It ain't none of my business.
It's not.
Now the fact that it is in front of my face, I wish them the best. My 2 cents, like I think.
Like you hope they work it out.
Yeah, because like you put a ring on somebody's finger when it was all good and dandy, and now
Wait, I forgot they're engaged.
They're engaged. That's his fiance. They have a wedding plan. So my thing is, if I went through something publicly with you while we were engaged, and my intent was to marry you before anybody had an opinion that was negative, I would, as a man to a man, I would, if he was like one of my friends, I would say, bro, let this be a part of y'all's story. Let this be a trial that y'all overcome, because this is somebody you want to be with for the rest of your life. This is only a test, because we've been through so many tests while we were engaged, while we are married. It's like, let that be a part of y'all's story. Obviously, you have to deal with this on a public stage.
Our tests were a little different, but
I'm saying
everyone has their own.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and nonetheless,
I don't want any rumors circulating.
No. I'm saying.
You gotta watch what you say.
No. But
not those kind of tests.
not that test. It like apples to apples. I'm saying you do get tested.
Just tested in general.
And so I wish them the best. And I think just as far as everybody trying to be one, I think it's lame to dudes are coming out and showing. That's just lame. So I think that's lame. Clout chasing.
If you're really concerned, DM him.
Yeah, but I'm saying people come out and just
being weirdos.
Yeah,
like you're
weird.
Just so happy to see somebody like.
Yeah.
Because it's just jealous.
Yeah. So shout out to bro. Wish him the best. Hopefully they work out. I want them to work out. So I just think just wrap it up. Leave it in 2024. Mm-hmm. Let's just pack it up today.
I'm over it too. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
My in is doing things. I just want to do more things. I know that's like so broad, but
no, I agree.
I just want to commit to more things, because sometimes I'm scared to commit because of what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But I just want to get out. I just want to get about, you know? And I think what's out for me personally, and I hope the world a little bit, is processed food. I'm tired of eating food.
Like out for how much? Like
no, 80-20.
Okay.
80-20 rule. Okay, I literally put in parentheses processed food, 80-20.
I'm not giving
20% of my meals are going to be processed, and I'm going to eat them up and enjoy my life. But I need 80% to like not be processed food. And I'm not saying it has to be like a salmon and salad. I just don't want to. I'm tired of eating food that like afterwards I feel like I need to like take a really hot bath.
Yeah.
Like, and just
I saw the funniest video the other day. I'm going to send this to you. It was this guy like in New York. Some people have probably seen it. It was like a viral video, but he was saying like, you ate red 40, you ate corn fructose syrup for breakfast, you ate red 40 for lunch, you ate like whatever
processed meat for dinner,
blue 60, whatever. Yeah, just processed food. And he's like, and you feel like you can't control your energy, your hormones are raging. You're a lab rat. That's what you are.
That's hilarious and true.
But it is crazy.
I'm not gonna be a lab rat personally. Like that is just out for me in 2025.
I have a theory that if you drink enough water, it just washes everything out. That's just.
Well, that theory is just like the worst theory I've ever heard in my life. Okay, what's your next? Like, we gotta do rapid fire because you're really speaking.
My end is just growing up, like, you know, because shout out to the philosopher Jermaine Cole. He said a lot of people get older, but they never grow up. Give me snaps.
Thank you, J. Cole.
But that's true. Like honestly, because people at their bigger age just shouldn't be acting the way they're acting.
At all.
And honestly, sometimes look at myself. I'm like, bro, we need to grow up. Like,
let's take accountability and just like do it.
Let's just mature and like let's move on. So I think people out there, look, you need to let's just grow up. Like I actually grow up. Let's not just get older in age. Cause you know, two people that like your uncles, your aunts, people at the barbershop, they're just like, bro, you
grow up.
Grow up. Let's grow up.
Okay, what's out?
My out. I think I'm just like. This has been out for me for a while, but I think it's just like I want this to be extinct from the internet. I just can't like. I think it's more so the people that consume this type of content and keep it going.
Oh God, I know where you're going.
I can't deal with the fake prank videos. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the fake prank videos.
Darien, we know.
I just can't do it. I'm like, why? Like, why are y'all like?
Darien really like can't sleep at night.
It makes me question like maybe I don't know if it's just an American thing. It makes me question like the total like IQ of our country. Like, I'm like, bro, why are you falling for this? Why are you commenting this, saying it's funny? Why are you adding this, like egging it on? Like, this camera was staged right here. This is set up. Let's just wrap it up. Like, the people that are creating, maybe I give if it's making money, I get it. But I'm more so on people that are consuming like, let's just call it what it is. This fake prank video. Do not act like oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that to you. Oh my God. Like, bro, the camera is right there. Like, the reason you're consuming the content is because the camera is right there for you to look in here in this car.
And we know it's in 4K.
I'm like, bro, let's wrap it up.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you could get off your chest every single day of your life.
Thank you.
I think in is texting people back. Darien is awful at texting people back. What's out is complaining that you're busy. I'm fine with a busy soul, okay? I'm busy, you're busy. Stacy's busy, Susan's busy. Abby's busy, Emily's busy. We're all busy, babe. We're all busy. Like, I don't like when
and John,
moms...
just you being like a little sexist.
I'm sorry. John's busy.
And Jacoby's busy.
That's
it.
Tom's busy. Okay, we're all busy.
Maybe throw in like a Marcus.
Okay, Darien. Okay, we're all busy, and I just feel like we could all just collectively come together and decide that we're all busy, and it's just like that's just is what it is. That's being an adult. Like, we always have things to juggle. We always have things that we have to do and get done.
Right.
But like, sometimes I feel like people have this competition that is unspoken of like who's the busiest. And I feel like even, I mean, I do it too. Like, I'm like, sometimes when I hear people talking about their schedules, I want to be like, imagine having all of that and 2 kids. Like, I literally do what you do plus 2 kids. Right. But it's not a competition. We're not in a busy competition. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just feel like that's got to end. Yeah. Let's do one more.
That's what I was about to say. My end would be, this is something that's been in for me in 2024 that I want to continue to, like, I want to keep it in, like, stay here with me, you know, is romanticizing my experiences.
Aww.
You know?
I like that.
Because the more I've, like, really dive into it, like, ultimately, because a lot of us are consuming content, but only because this person, like, thought to themselves, like, I like this experience and I want to share it.
Right.
And it's not all about social media, but I think social media is sometimes a good lesson that people we, like, look up to, idolize. It's like, they just had the thought of, like, I like my life and I want to share this and this is what it is. I think more people on, like, a normal, natural level, even if it's not for social media, can just take that approach and say, like, I'm enjoying this time, and, like, no matter, like, I'm just like, I'm gonna romanticize everything. Like, when I get up in the morning, I'm gonna, like, because it really helps you just appreciate and take hold of the day when you, like, I'm gonna make my morning as cool as it can be.
I love that.
Or it's like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm
gonna adopt that.
You know, like, but it can be for anything, or like any experiences. Like, that's something I'm always like, even if I don't post on social media, like, I want to take pictures because we are making this a moment.
You're good about that. I like
holidays, events, like, I want to romanticize this because I only get one life, and I feel like if you don't,
Amen.
You kind of run the risk of just not appreciating or rushing through life. Like I said, it's not all for social media. Some of it can be, but it also doesn't have to be at all. But I just think you should romanticize your experiences because it's your life, and if you don't, like,
make the most of it, brother.
Sister too.
And sister.
Out. And my last out would be, I think the whole, like, 50-50 conversation. I think I'm, like, over it. I'm over people getting canceled over. I'm over people talking about it. I think that, like.
What do you mean?
Like, the whole, like, me and my dating partner go 50-50. You know, like, or.
Have people gotten canceled over that?
Yes.
What?
Yes. People gave some takes. I don't think they were bad, but people gave takes on the whole 50-50. Should you be 50-50 in a dating relationship or a marriage relationship? Okay. I think ultimately, that's what I'm gonna tell you as a man, bro. You need to have some money. Like, what I'm saying,
that's a bad take.
That's not a bad take. You have
no idea what people's
you need to.
are.
I think you should have some. You should have something to where you can provide something. That's something you should have.
Okay, so you should have, like, substance. Sometimes people. There, you have to think of everyone's situation.
I am.
Some men can't work for whatever reason.
What men can't work?
Maybe someone lost their legs in the war and can't work.
What? That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying, listen, what I'm saying.
Serious.
I think that I'm thinking about more so who I want my daughter to date. I'm not saying you gotta be rich. You gotta be rich. That's not what I'm saying. You gotta be balling out here just throwing ones in the club.
How about instead we say, like, take care of your woman?
Getting there.
Okay. I just feel like that could be taken as, like, no, that's not everyone's situations.
When we first started dating, was I rich? No, but I had something to offer.
Yeah,
I think it's like, no matter where you are, I think obviously the higher you go up in age, the more you probably need to have, to be honest. But I think I think as a man, you want to be able to bring something to the table. Like, you are the initiator, provider. Like, I think that's a natural role of a man to be like a driving force in relationships. So you want to be able to like, and I ain't saying you got to go like, that's what people be taking. I ain't saying you got to go to Halls or the steakhouse in your city or state and take her on a date that's going to be $450 for the first date, every date going forward. I do think you should have money to pay for experiences, to treat her to a good time. And obviously y'all can have a real conversation. What that looks like could be once a week, once a month, or you should be able to do like sweet things for her, but you should be able to provide experiences and value to your woman. That's that.
Okay.
On the other side, I think that if you have money, don't withhold it. Like if you want to buy your man something or you want to treat him to this dinner date, like, yeah, so I'm saying, I feel like it got weird because people like, as a woman, I ain't never paying for nothing.
Yeah, that's so
I'm
stupid.
like, no, if you got money, show a man's a good time.
Why not?
But it's like, I think it should be the thing that this is what I'll say last time on the 50-50 conversation. I think the energy should be the man should initiate that like flow of love. And I think women should have something to reciprocate off of it. That's what I believe. I think that man's the initiator, whether that's money, whatever. And then women, if you want to reciprocate the love, give back. Don't keep we're not keeping tally marks, whatever.
Yeah, I'm with that.
That's why I'm 50-50.
Why does your hat say vertebrae?
It's a brand.
Okay. All right. Well, let's end this episode with Mackenzie's mindset. This is a segment where I give my mindset on your scenarios.
And me too, because we won.
And Darien too, because he's here.
But no, I'm not really going to chime in.
My first Mackenzie's mindset is my boyfriend told me he can only meet my needs if his are met first. We've been together 3 years. It's giving very much selfish. I think that's a really weird way to word something. To me, if Darien told me that, I would say, what? Because to me, love is putting the other person above yourself, and love is selfless and love is kind, and it's just not giving selfless, kind, or putting that person above yourself. So I would say he should revisit that thought. That is really toxic to bring into a marriage as well, and will cause a lot of issues in the future. I did see that you said you guys have been together 3 years and you're only dating. I think now would be a good time to maybe ask yourself if this is somebody that you want to marry that has that mindset. And I'm not saying break up with him by any means, but that is a conversation that needs to be had, because that is only going to progress, and it's just getting selfish. That's really all I have to say. And if he stands by that, I would ask yourself, do I want to marry someone that's selfish? Probably not. I wouldn't recommend that. That's tough. Do you want to add anything or no?
That was a good answer. I wouldn't add anything.
Okay. How to maintain a healthy relationship in college? I would say this honestly is a hard answer to give, so I'm just going to give my perspective. I would say making sure that you are making each other feel prioritized, whether that's with time or communication or whatever. For me specifically, it was Darien communicating with me, because we didn't have a lot of time together because we lived 2 hours apart, and he was a football player and a student, and I had a job to do, and this is when I was doing insurance, and so we didn't have a lot of time to see each other. So it was a lot of making each other feel prioritized with communication. So that's how we remained healthy, and we really respected each other's boundaries, and we also were just like aligned in a lot of ways, and made sure that we stayed aligned with like our thought processes on things and what we both wanted. And that's why we did take breaks, is because we wanted to make sure that we like wanted the same things and we could see it progressing into a marriage. So that's my quick answer, because this is getting kind of long. But yeah, I hope you guys had the best new year. Thank you guys so much for all of the love on the past episodes. You guys can subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. You guys can follow along on Spotify and Apple if you guys are just listening. And yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next Monday with a new Not Everybody Needs a Podcast. Love ya. Bye.